Hey everyone, welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Before we dive into today's whirlwind of a story, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, and share this video with anyone who's been following every twist of this saga. Because what unfolded last night sent shockwaves through the internet and turned a quiet rumor mill into a roaring storm. The spotlight is firmly on Alp Navruz and Alina, and the way a few heartfelt words flipped the script has every fan asking the same question. What's really going on between them? For weeks, whispers floated through fan pages and comment sections. People noticed the distance. Alp and Alina hadn't been spotted together in ages, and both had gone unusually quiet online. No joint photos, no cryptic captions, no playful banter. That silence didn't calm anyone, it fed the speculation. Some said there was trouble. Others said they were taking a breather from the public gaze. Whatever the truth was, the uncertainty only made the conversation louder. Then came last night, the kind of glamorous event where the lights never dim and every entrance feels like a scene from a movie. Alp arrived looking composed, relaxed even, the kind of calm that makes the cameras love him. He smiled for fans, exchanged pleasantries, signed what felt like an endless stream of posters, and posed with an ease that said he was there to enjoy the evening, nothing more. Inside, he mingled with colleagues and old friends. The laughter looked easy and unforced. On the surface, everything felt normal, controlled, almost routine. But the moment he stepped outside, the atmosphere shifted. The night air was crisp, and the flashes from cameras hit like little sparks. Reporters swarmed around him the second he crossed the threshold. It wasn't hostility, just relentless curiosity condensed into a semicircle of microphones. The questions came one after another, no breathing room between them. Are you and Alina back together? Did you make peace? Do you still love her? He paused. It was a small moment, a breath, but in that breath you could see him weighing the cost of answering. Then he looked up and spoke in a tone that was steady, controlled, and edged with raw sincerity. I won't discuss the woman I love, he said. My life isn't hidden, but I expect respect. It wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. The words landed with the weight of something real, something not crafted for a headline but shaped by the kind of feeling that doesn't fit into a sound bite. That line became the night's lightning strike. Within minutes, clips of his response were everywhere. Fans cropped the video, added subtitles, slowed it down, replayed it, the pause, the eyes, the subtle lift in his voice, the internet dissected it all. Some called it the most romantic thing he's ever said. Others read it as a coded message, a sign that whatever sat between them hadn't burned out. One comment that went viral summed up the collective sentiment in a single breath: if the feeling is gone, no one calls her the woman I love. While the digital world churned with theories, Alina made a move of her own, quiet, controlled, unmistakable. On the very same day, without a photo, without fanfare, she posted a short message. Everything is unfolding as it should. That was it. No names. No explanation. Just a sentence that felt like a steady hand on a stormy sea. The timing couldn't have been more dramatic. Fans immediately tied her words to his, stitching them together into a conversation they believed was happening in plain sight, yet cloaked in restraint. People close to the pair began to murmur, carefully, cautiously. The constant attention, they said, had been exhausting. The flashbulbs, the assumptions, the scrutiny, it hadn't just followed them, it had camped out at their doorstep. For a while now, Alp and Alina have chosen to guard what's theirs, to keep something of this for themselves. Not because the story is over, but precisely because it isn't. Their connection started where so many unforgettable screen romances begin, on set. The chemistry they shared on Elmi Bayrakma wasn't a trick of the camera, it was lightning caught on film. Viewers saw it. Colleagues saw it. Soon, that on-screen electricity tangled with real life, and the two of them became a favorite talking point across the industry. Every appearance drew crowds. Every interview brewed a new round of speculation. They didn't have to confirm anything to become a couple in the public imagination, they only had to stand next to each other and breathe the same air. But fame doesn't just bring applause. It brings 1,000 little pressures that grow louder the more people care. It's the insistence that love be explained before it's even lived. It's strangers knocking on doors that should stay closed. And sometimes, it's the misunderstanding that silence means absence. It doesn't. Sometimes it means protection. Last night, you could hear that difference in Alp's voice. It wasn't annoyance. It wasn't theatrics. It was a truth set down like a border. He was saying, I'm not hiding. I'm choosing. And in choosing, he made everyone listen. The video of that moment didn't just trend, it sprinted across platforms. Millions of views, thousands of comments, threads unraveling into late-night debates. Some viewers swore it felt like an unplanned confession, a slip of the heart. Others admired the restraint, the refusal to turn something precious into a spectacle. A lot of people, perhaps most, saw both. The affection was there, unignorable, yet wrapped in a dignity that felt rare. And then there was Alina's message, short and careful as a pressed flower. Everything is unfolding as it should. For those who've watched her public presence over the years, it was classic Alina, poised, deliberate, not a word wasted. Instantly, fans began to interpret the phrasing. Was it reassurance? A hint of reconciliation? A declaration that they're not beholden to anyone's timeline but their own? The beauty of it was that it worked all those ways at once. Behind the scenes, people who've witnessed their journey say the bond never truly snapped, it simply moved out of sight. They say the two of them agreed to carve out quiet, to live without a running commentary. They still speak. They still care. The affection didn't vanish just because the photos did. Think back to how all of this began. On Elemi by Rakma, they built a rhythm together, a dance of looks and pauses that told a story beyond the script. It's one thing to act connection. It's another to create it so convincingly that it lingers after the camera's cut. That residue, that afterglow, followed them into interviews, into red carpets, into those candid back-of-car snapshots where laughter leaned into shoulders and the world leaned in to watch. But as the spotlight intensified, so did the noise. Every absence became an alarm. Every private day became a rumor. And honestly, who wouldn't want to step away from that? Not because the feelings faded, but because peace is hard to find when everyone is looking for answers you haven't even given yourself. That's why last night mattered. It offered clarity without surrendering intimacy. Alp didn't say everything. He didn't have to. The phrase "the woman I love" is not filler. It's not idle. It's specific in a way that shut down games but opened hearts. In his eyes, you could see the same gaze that made audiences fall for their characters, intent, present, unflinching. In the hours that followed, fan accounts threaded side-by-side footage of their scenes with recent clips from the event. Look at the way he pauses before he speaks, one comment read. That's the same pause from the rooftop scene. Another posted a collage, a still from their first table read, a candid from years ago, the screenshot of his quote superimposed on a city skyline. Romance meets reality, someone wrote. And for once, reality didn't feel smaller. Of course, not everyone agrees on what it all means. Some insist they're already back together and simply protecting the fragile beginning of a second chapter. Others argue they never truly split but stepped out of the frame to breathe. A few skeptics say it's just masterful media handling. But even they admit the sentiment rang genuine. Here's what no one can deny, there is a tenderness that remains. Whether they're rebuilding or simply defending the life they've chosen to keep sacred, their story still pulls people in. It's not the dramatic explosion some expect from celebrity romance. It's quieter, more grounded, threaded with gestures and guarded words that say more than declarations ever could. Meanwhile, Alina's circle describes her as steady, focused, and fiercely private, qualities that have always shaped how she navigates fame. She wants her work to speak loudest. She wants her life to be lived, not performed. The message she shared fit that ethos perfectly, not a confession, not a denial, just a compass pointing inward. As for Alp, those who know him point to a similar core. Charming when he wants to be, unshakable when it matters. He's a romantic, yes, but not a reckless one. His choice to draw a line last night wasn't about feeding a headline, it was about drawing breath. He was reminding everyone that love isn't content. It's not something to be packaged and consumed. It can be witnessed, but it doesn't owe anyone an explanation. What happens next? Maybe we'll catch them slipping out of a quiet cafe on a gray morning, a hand brushing another hand as the door swings shut. Maybe nothing public will surface for months, and the absence will be its own answer. Or maybe one day, without ceremony, they'll show up together at another event, not to make a statement but because it's simply where they are. Until then, fans will keep revisiting last night's moment. The clip will continue to live its many lives across timelines and private chats. The phrase will be quoted, rephrased, turned into subtitles over slow-motion edits, framed against soft piano tracks and city lights. And every time it plays, people will remember how it felt to hear a boundary drawn with kindness. Perhaps the most telling detail from the event wasn't the quote itself. It was the quiet afterward. Alp didn't linger to bask in the reaction. He nodded, thanked the press, and moved on. No grand exit, no dramatic flourish. Just a man choosing not to stoke a fire that already burned bright enough. As for Alina, she didn't follow her post with another. She didn't clarify. She didn't engage. She let the words sit where she placed them. Everything is unfolding as it should. Read it as permission. Read it as resolve. Read it as a woman anchoring herself in her own timing. There's a reason people feel invested in this story. It isn't just nostalgia for a beloved pairing or the thrill of a possible reunion. It's the recognition of something beautifully human, two people finding a way to hold on to what matters without surrendering it to the crowd. Love that survives under lights has a different kind of glow. Softer. Truer. Less interested in being seen than in being real. And so, whether they're already side by side or simply walking the same road at a careful distance, one thing is certain, in Alp's heart, Alina holds a place no one else occupies. That's what he said without saying too much. That's what she echoed without naming names. The rest will come, or it won't, in its proper hour. We'll be here watching it unfold, not with prying eyes, but with the curiosity that comes from caring about stories that feel like ours, only bigger. Until the next turn, remember what last night taught us: sometimes the most powerful statement is a line drawn with love. Sometimes the loudest answer is a gentle refusal to explain. That's all for today's video. If you want more updates on this and other celebrity stories, make sure you're subscribed to Turkish Spotlight Secrets, hit that like button, and share this with fellow fans who can't stop replaying that clip. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.